If you've ever found yourself doubting your next best move, hesitating, overthinking, doing the hokey cokey, feeling exhausted, constantly taking one step forward and then pulling back, then listen up because this is for you. I'm Mel McIntyre, business strategist and coach to predominantly women who are here to really make a meaningful difference in the world, but often find themselves stuck, bumping up against our limits, bumping up against our conditioning, the way that society has taught us how and who to be. And in today's video, we're going to really break down what's really going on when you find yourself continually stuck in that feeling of doubt. And what are some of the real, simple, practical things that you can do? Some of them just taking a couple of minutes at a time to really help you start to shift out of that space of doubt, move forward with clarity and momentum, and create the life and livelihood that you deeply desire, that you really dream of, the one that's calling to you. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What is that pervasive doubt in yourself costing you? Can you put your finger on opportunities that you've let pass you by, dreams that you're perhaps not even talking to anybody about, things that you really want to happen in your life, in your career, in your business, that doubt is stopping you from accessing, it's stopping you from ever having a chance of being successful because it's stopping you from trying, it's stopping you from committing to taking the actions to really bring to life whatever it is that you want. This is something that I work with, I would say, and if not 100% of my clients, definitely about 80%, because our body is naturally wired for safety and familiarity. So anything we do that is new, that is a stretch, that is growth, which is very much the world that I live in, is helping you to navigate that. It doesn't feel safe to your body. Therefore, your body will set off a stress response, and often there's this feedback loop that happens between negative thoughts and difficult feelings. You feel something in your body, there's some old trauma still in your nervous system, which triggers a pervasive thought. You've probably got certain things that you think, certain feelings that you feel when you are pushing and growing. And so much of creating the life that really lights you up, where you're in your fullest expression, your wildly awakened life is one of the ways I describe it, is about learning how to navigate that process with more grace, with more fun, and with a real belief in yourself that if you desire something, then it's meant for you, right? It's meant to happen. So taking some time to really think about what dreams is closing down for you right now and what are some of the different choices that you can make is such a powerful thing to do. For me personally, really doubting myself was one of the massive things that contributed towards my breakdown. I was just constantly living in this place of never feeling good enough, crippling low self-esteem, going through the motions of my life, constantly spinning plates, just wondering when something was going to fall, really, just wondering when the inevitable break would happen. And that breakdown was, in a way, a moment where letting everything break was the best thing that I ever did. Because whilst I hit rock bottom, which is so often a part of massive shifts and transformation in your life, I was able to rebuild who I was as somebody who'd suffered with a lifetime, even since I was a little girl, of chronic depression, chronic anxiety. I had a lot of physical health issues going on. I had a suspected stomach ulcer. I had chronic IBS. You know, my body was screaming at me that things needed to change. And being kinder to myself and believing in myself more was absolutely part of that path. So perhaps that's something that you can relate to as well. So for me, that was 10 years ago, and walking away from my life as I knew it to start over again. And it really was a massive rebirth for me at that point in time, has enabled me to work with hundreds, thousands, probably thousands now, of incredible humans all over the world and help them really navigate that. Because not only have I experienced it personally, I've got huge expertise in helping people navigate that. I've got 25 years as a coach. I've trained as a performance coach. I've trained as a strategist. I've trained as an intuitive coach. So I have a really deep understanding of what are the different levers that you can pull? How do you create a strong, positive psychology? How can you support your physiology? How can you connect with that deeper sense of true purpose that gives you the fulfillment and meaning in your life that so many of us long for? And how can you achieve everything you want in a way that enables you to have a joyful life where you're filled with vitality and you dance to the beat of your own drum? Over that period of time, I've seen this leadership archetype emerge that I call the wildly awakened woman. And it's those of us who really care deeply about making a difference in the world, but want to do that in a way that you stay happy, you stay healthy, and you stay whole. And what I also know for sure is she doesn't come from one big decision. In actual fact, it's really about daily micro decisions, continually committing and recommitting to yourself, to your desires, to your dreams, and to your wholeness and your health. So in this video, I'm going to just break down a couple of things that you can do, really simple, easy things that you can do to really enable you to claim all of that for yourself. What I've learned along the way is that we do not let go of those doubts by hustling harder. And in actual fact, the feminine edge, which is one of the things that I really help unlock, unleash, and awaken in the amazing clients that I work with, is really about bringing softness and opening up to allow yourself to receive. And so the antidote to doubt that I'm going to talk to you about today isn't certainty. It's devotion. Devotion to yourself. Devotion to your dreams. Devotion to giving yourself permission to create a life that's filled with joy and filled with fulfillment, because that's how we change the world. By giving ourselves what we need. By really letting go of all of the limitations that have been placed on us. By claiming who we came here to be, not who the world told us that we're supposed to be. And for so many of us, we can really feel the difference in that, right? So let's talk about 3 simple but really lovely, enjoyable practices that you can do, which are going to help you create that shift, to loosen the grip of that doubt and just shift into that space of devotion. The first is asking yourself, ideally in the morning, you can ask this anytime, what would my highest self choose today? Or what would my highest self do in this situation? Being able to connect with that version of you who always has the answers. There's a psychological aspect to that. There's a spiritual aspect to that. It's a high performance practice to do that. It's such a powerful question to start your day, frame your day. So could you begin to habit stack asking yourself that question onto something that you do each and every morning? Maybe it's when you're having a cup of tea or a coffee in the morning. Maybe it's when you're brushing your teeth. But that's one simple way that you can just begin to bring more of that energy of love and openness and devotion into who you are and how you lead your day. The second one is to use a pause, a sacred pause, to just really connect with yourself, drop into your heart when you're having one of those moments of doubt, when you're worrying, when you're hesitating, to just ask yourself, when you feel that fear, what's really true here? Because fear is a liar. Fear is there to protect you, but so often fear overplays its hand. So it's such a beautiful way for you to calm your nervous system by connecting with your own body, dropping your attention into your heart, and just asking the question. And the third thing is really thinking about how can you weave a simple devotional practice into your day. Perhaps the first question that I suggested. I love to work with clients around, rather than everybody having to fit into like a particular framework and a way of doing things, it's about being able to really try things out, follow what feels good, and create a rhythm and flow to your day that enables you to be at your best, to get into that state of flow more easily. But if you could just devote 5 minutes of your day to yourself, to checking into yourself with devotion, what difference would that make in your life? Why don't you try it for 5 days? That's not too difficult, right? 25 minutes of your life, 5 minutes a day. I'd love you to play with that, experiment with that, try it on for size and see what difference it makes. And I'd also love you to pick a dream, a desire, something that's not being met for you right now. How can you support yourself to claim that? What's one baby step that you can take in the direction of that dream? The thing about devotion is it doesn't demand perfection, it invites presence. And so these simple, short practices are really a way for you to bring more presence into your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, and live just that little bit more intentionally. The wildly awakened woman chooses herself. And the moment you stop outsourcing your authority to any power outside of you, including fear, is the moment that everything shifts. So I would love to know what your practice is going to be. I'm going to pop some free resources underneath this video. Check out the quiz, which will give you your personalized growth pathway, the Feminine Edge leadership archetype quiz. Please hit subscribe and like this video if you've enjoyed this video today. You can head over and check out the written version on the blog. And I've also put a lovely little short 5-minute activation for you as well, called the Wildly Awakened Woman Activation, which is another great way to really connect in with your heart, your soul, and just live your life each and every day more and more from that place of devotion. I'd love to know how that goes for you. Leave me a comment. If you've got any questions, please do leave them for me. Can't wait to see you next time. Until then, sending you lots and lots of love.